Chapter 3. Nightly Calm. Warning. Once again, we're going straight into from what happened last time. So, rape, light suicide, and fighting. Well, I should say light fighting, but who cares? Feeling as his hands moved its way into your dress, you wanted to scream, cry, and run, but the knife was telling you otherwise. Pushing into your skin on the back of your neck, his breath laying on your skin, chills up your spine, and soon hearing the other footsteps of the attacker. "What the hell are you doing?" he asked as he came to a slow stop. "What? I can't have fun before we kill her?" he asked with a mocking tone. "Just get it over with. The more she's gone, the more they'll get concerned and where she is." He spat to the other. The man on her body stood up, his hands leaving her body. "Come on, it's like first blood," he said, standing like he was smirking from ear to ear. Until she felt him shift. Watch out!" The man got up swiftly, but you could hear what sounded like the noise of something wet. The tear of fabric and something else. Crushing. Almost awful. You looked up to where it came from. The man who had been on top of you shone a sword at the other man, cloaked. A sword was in his hand, who was bloody, as you looked down to see the other man on the floor, blood pooling from his back as he caught the air within his throat, blood escaping it as well, and trying to breathe it back too quickly. "You found her!" A woman ran into view. She was quite out of breath. She looked to be worried out of her mind. Her hair was red, curly, or maybe because it was over panic it was messy. "What the hell?" The attacker spoke, his anger evident in his voice. Your savior was quick to attack him, letting the girl run to your side. "Please, your majesty, let's get you out of here." She spoke with a whisper as she helped you up and away from the clashing of swords. That was when you spotted Mari. She ran over you with a cloth in her hands to cover you. Well, you could only think. "Thank you," the woman spoke as she wrapped it around you. "Now let's get her inside so we can report them. Ryan will deal with them for now." She spoke as Mira only nodded, checking over your body as she did so. The grass path soon changed into a dirt path, to marble stairs, to the plain marble. It just flew by you. You could tell what was happening, but it all went by so fast. The echoing of voices coming to a halt as the three of you walked into the ballroom. "What happened?" You could hear the voice of Mitsuki, or so you thought. Her sweet voice was now laced with venom. "I'm sorry, your majesty. It is all my fault." You paused and looked at her with confusion. The girl who had saved you spoke. "I only had wished to speak with her in private, but when I found her, a male had a knife to her throat. I didn't know that assassins were out there." She bowed deeply. It looked to be on one knee, rested on the floor, while the other was knelt. Something you would see from a man proposing. "What happened to her?" This time it was your father. Stern, consumed with rage. Concern, mostly. You finally spoke. "Just shocked." You spoke lightly, higher than a whisper but lower than you would normally speak. "They got my dress. That is all." You looked up finally at them. What shocked you the most was Bakugou's face. He looked, how do you put it, somewhat like your father, but more shown, his fists clenched. "Then who the hell did this?" He stood up, his voice booming throughout the room. "Sorry to intrude, but he may have some answers." The man she had called Ryron walked in, dragging the attacker behind him, his cloak off, now showing his full face. "You," Bakugou spoke. He took one step before his father stopped him. He looked to the crowd. "Miss Myra, please take Yen to her room." She bowed, taking your shoulder and other hand in a guiding way as you walked through the halls to your room. It felt like forever. The winding of halls, the echoing of you and hers heels. It all felt too much, too surreal, as if this was a dream that you could wake up from. Myra had slowly opened the door that led you to your bedroom, guiding you to your bathroom, setting you on a stool and starting up some warm water. As the bath ran, she walked over to you and slowly undressed you, undoing your hair and washing away the makeup, looking over your back and your legs, making sure that there was no blood, no bruising, nothing that was too concerning, and slowly helping you to the bath and lowering you in it. Myra, you spoke finally after this long process. She looked up at you as she brushed your hair. Did she come get you? You asked. She tapped on your shoulder twice, a yes, when you couldn't see her face. You sighed, feeling your body drained. But soon, a knock came. It was calm and rhythmic even. May I come in? Your eyes shot open. It was Bakugou. Why did he want to see you now? I'm sorry, but I'm in the bath right now, you yelled. Can I at least stay in your room? He asked. You looked to Myra. She looked at you with a tilted head, confused and painted on her face. Yes, you spoke finally. You could hear the door open, then close. There, you can speak to her. You heard him speak, but now you could hear heels walking, stopping soon at the door. Hello, it's me, Lady Eden. Both you and Myra froze. She was the one who wanted to see you in the garden. Myra looked to you. I wanted to speak with you. Apologize for getting you in danger. You stood up, grabbing a robe from Myra, opening the door lightly, seeing the shocked look on her face when you opened it. Please, I never mean to cause you any harm. You raised a hand. I don't blame you. You could see the worry in her eyes, her bottom lip trembling as she looked over you. If you only wish to speak with me, then I don't blame you. It was just bad luck that I was attacked. You smiled to her. Well, lightly. She sighed, trying to be calmed by your words. I am thankful for your forgiveness. Though I do still feel bad about your night. Tonight was supposed to be happy for you and His Majesty. She looked to him. You had noticed he was by one of your bookshelves. Once he had heard about him, he looked over to where the two of you were. What? He asked, tilting his head. Sorry, my Majesty. Eden giggled, looking back towards you. Once again, I'm so sorry about tonight, but I do hope you enjoy the rest of it. At least something. She bowed, going to leave the room, bowing to Bakugou before doing so. Bakugou just stood there, watching as the door closed, then over to you. You froze, quickly closing the door. You could hear him tisk. It's not like I'm going to watch you get dressed. He spat. Myra looked confused as she looked to the door, then you. Just get out there and get me a dress, please. You huffed as you sat on the stool. She nodded and left the room. Why was he still there? You only thought he was going to bring Eden, but not stay. Myra quickly came back and helped you get dressed. And there he still was. Bakugou looked over you. They're both dead. You raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? You questioned. The guard killed one of the men. But the other? He paused, looking away from you. As soon as we had everyone out and took him down to the cellar, left for only a bit, he took poison. We checked on him. He was dead with a vial of what we think is the poison. He looked back towards you. You froze. So all the evidence is gone. You looked down. Only you. He spoke. You felt Myra hold onto your shoulders in a comforting manner. I'm sorry, Prince. Don't fucking call me that. He spat. You bolted to look up at him. Not another of this fucking Prince this, fucking Prince that, he spat, walking around the room, throwing his hands up. Then what do you want me to call you? Other than, I'm guessing, Your Majesty, you asked. Katsuki or Bakugou. I don't fucking care. He crossed his arms, staying there for a bit. He then slowly walked over to the door and left, feeling his words on your back. God, he's weird, you thought. After a bit, you walked over to your bed, sitting down in your nightgown, your hands going to cover your face. Myra stood there worried, looking over you. Myra, go to bed. You lightly spoke. She stood there for a bit, as if thinking, then nodded, bowing, walking over to the door, looking back over you, before leaving. You stayed there, wanting nothing more for tonight. You wanted to sleep, doze off until the morning, but your body was saying no. It was fully awake, fully ready to still run. You felt back, lying there, looking up to the ceiling, your hands on your stomach. You felt tired, closing your eyes to the darkness, to nothing. But you slowly opened your eyes and sat up, looking at your hands, standing up and walking to the door, opening it to the dim halls. It was quiet, no one there save for the few guards here and there. Walking until you made it to Myra's room. You knocked. It's me. You spoke, in a hushed voice, and soon she opened the door to look at you. Can I? You looked away. You remember doing this as a child, when you were little. No one to turn to but her, being your only ally here. I know we're too old for this, but can I ask a favor? You lightly smiled. She looked over to the corner, then back and forth towards you, nodding. You lightly walked over towards her bed and laid on it. Coming over, she moved the covers onto you, lying right next to you. Thank you again. You smiled as she placed the covers over her, lightly, then taking your hand in hers. Good night, Myra. You slowly closed your eyes, finally falling asleep. She smiled, looking over you. She was thankful you were asleep now. She could see how much of worried and scared you had been from tonight. She moved your hair out of your face, and she could only mouth a, "Good night, my princess." She smiled, closing her eyes as the two of you finally fell into blissful sleep. But as you left your room, Bakugou watched as you traveled through the halls, making your way towards a room, knocking, and soon entering it. He wasn't going to say anything. First night here, almost killed. Understandable. Make sure no one enters that room, got it? He spoke to a guard. I'll make sure. He bowed. The guard, I mean. And Bakugou nodded, standing off the wall and walking towards his bedroom for what he hoped was a better tomorrow. Hello everyone, he is back, and I wonder what is going to happen in the next chapter. By the way, I'm almost finished with it, so it should be coming sooner than later. But anyways, I love you all so much. Bye!